Happy birthday, dear Eva. Happy birthday to you. Today we're celebrating Eva Deschaine's 100th birthday. She was actually born on March 13, 1916. So today she is turning 100 years old. For some 60 years she was married and had a grand total of 10 children. Several have left us, but this is a group picture that was taken in the 1970s. And this is one of the wedding pictures. She had married Eva Deschaine. They lived together for some 60 years. He died at the age of 77. And this is a collection of family pictures taken over the years. Roger and his daughter Lori. Richard and Nicole. Carol, one of the departed sons, along with Lori. All of these are grandchildren. With so many years, you also end up with grandchildren. These are great-grandchildren. Danny, who is Eva and Renette's son. Zachary, great-grandchild. Big families. And this is Eva's parents, Lizia and Donna Caron. More photos of Eva and Emile celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary in 1982. More family photographs. And this is their grandfather, Joe Deschaine and Marie Dozier. Weddings and anniversaries are always a good time to take photographs and family photographs. And here we have a wedding that happened in the 1980s. And here we have Roger and Jackie. Jackie is Eva's daughter. Roger and Jackie were celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. Always good family photographs. And here's Eva, cleaning dandelions. This is a ritual of spring. Always comes to Dago to pick dandelions on Mother's Day. Cora Massey, these are cousins that lived on Highland Avenue. And this is, of course, Eva preparing for her 100th birthday. Eva, although she was 100, was once young. And here she is in 1920, photographed with her brother Lawrence. Eva was also Mother of the Year for the ladies of St. Anne. More family photos. Eva was once and still is, a good card player. Once a Charlemagne player, now she enjoys playing spades. Eva's granddaughter, Lori, now still living in Connecticut. Eva was also a very talented person, especially with sewing and knitting and making blankets. These are butterflies that she started doing in the late 70s. She made hundreds of these butterflies. Her son Carol was also very much involved until his death a few years ago. Eva had many talents besides cooking. This is a quilt that she made a number of years ago. With such a large family, quilting was a very important process in the household. This is a hope rug that Eva made. Actually, one Christmas she made one for each of her 9 children. And this is a yo-yo blanket that was started by Eva many years ago. Each of those is a small circle of material. There are hundreds of these circles in this blanket. Such talent. And this is a copy of Eva's birth certificate. Hard to believe, it's 100 years old. She was actually born at Black Lake and then went to church in Dagle. The church, this particular church, was demolished in the year 2000. Eva spent a lot of time kneeling in front of Jesus here asking for forgiveness. And this is Eva. You notice she has not changed much over all these years. If there's anything, she has gotten prettier over time. Even at 100, she doesn't have a wrinkle in her face. And this is Emil, married to Eva for so many 60-plus years. Eva was born and was only a part of a family of 4. Three boys and 1 girl. This is Eva shortly after getting married. As I said, she's gotten prettier over the years. Eva and her many quilts. She always enjoyed sewing. So the crowd has gathered to celebrate Eva's 100th birthday. These are all of her family, her friends. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Eva. Happy birthday to you. 100 years old. Family, friends have all gathered to celebrate her 100th birthday. Many of these are long-time friends. Some are recent neighbors over in Park Circle. But many grandsons, cousins, and lots of neighbors have all shown up to celebrate this 100th birthday. A guest of honor.
We have plenty to go around.
He's taking pictures of
We're here at the Senior Center on Pine Street in Fort Kent. This is a rowdy group. Young and old have gathered. Some haven't seen each other for many years. But all are gathered here today to celebrate Eva's 100th birthday. The Mother of the Year. Actually, it's the Mother of the Century.
Who can say that?
Very few people can say that, that's for sure. And it's not a crown of thorns. Look at this.
Look great, Bday.
Prettier than she was at 16. Very honored and proud. 100 years. I'm sure she's very uncomfortable. People have come from all over New England just to be here today. March 13th, 2016. Certainly a date to be marked. Quite an honor to celebrate somebody's 100th birthday. Friends that she has not seen for years are greeting her at the door, giving her birthday wishes. This is quite a cross-section of people that she worked for, that Mr. Deschaine worked for, family and friends.
Come back here.
It was where Philip Blanchett died. I guess that's we didn't know shit.
It is nice to be well known in the community. And Eva is certainly well known and well respected. Having worked 20 years in the school department as a cook, she continues her tradition of being a good cook. No question, her specialty is chicken and boys. Eva's making the rounds with all her friends, but she's having an awful hard time with that crown. I told her she needed nails. Really, I mean, you know, she's just surrounded by all her friends.
That's so nice.
Look at her. Saying hi to Mr. and Mrs. O'Leary. These are Eva's neighbors. Next door, he waters Eva's garden and shovels her driveway. Very much appreciated by Eva.
She lives next door to me, so. Happy birthday.
Eva Deschaine, family and friends. It's amazing to see somebody who's 100 years old, not a wrinkle in the face,
Hey, my daughter, my godmother.
getting ring.
What? Your godchild?
Actually, Eva's godchild. Ça, c'est votre fiole, ça. C'est votre fiole.
Oui.
Ben oui.
Oui.
Ben, hein, ben. Comment est-ce que vous avez été compère? C'est-tu vrai? Mais c'est lui le plus beau, là.
Oh oui.
Faut dire ça. C'est bon.
That's nice.
Are we going to dance?
And she's not yet.
Making her way through the table. What a celebrity.
Doesn't feel like much of a break, though. I Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not the same. Yeah. Right.
Commence à travailler quelque chose, ça va se
And these are the women from Park Circle. This is where Eva is currently living. This is Tashe. This is Daigle. These are her current neighbors and certainly close friends.
He was married to
Such a nice place to live in Park Circle. Very close. They meet once a month to celebrate their birthdays. And of course, this month is certainly Eva's birthday.
I know. It's so funny. 25 years of not in 25 years married.
There's about 10 boxes of cake mix here in this cake. Not only is it more than a 2-digit cake, it's a 3-digit cake. 100 years. Happy birthday, Eva. Among the many birthday wishers are Governor Paul LePage. Actually, Eva met Paul and his wife Anna during the 2014 World Acadian Congress. A special acknowledgement from the Governor to Eva Deschaine's 100th birthday. And of course, Eva was flattered when she received a birthday card from President Obama. President and Michelle Obama sent a personal birthday card signed by them to her for her 100th birthday. Quite an honor. Very well appreciated by Eva. First it was President Obama, who we got a card from, that Eva did, Governor LePage, and now John Martin, the governor's boss. This year, to wish Eva Deschaine the 100th birthday. Join us here to bring sentiments from the state of Maine to Eva.
Hi, John. Hey, how are you? Haven't seen you in ages. Hi. Hi.
He says, I guess I'll have to run for president. So that is a committee in the back. Okay, to my left is Philip, the baby of the family. Then we have 100. Joanne, who is the oldest daughter. Charlene, Renette, who is the youngest girl, and Anime. She was special the minute she was born because she was the only girl in the family, and her parents and her brothers adored her. And then everybody she met, you know, while working, while cousins, nieces, nephews, and they all loved her, and they still do, as a matter of fact. She's the only aunt living on both sides of the family, the Karen family and the Deschaine family. So it makes her very special. And besides Mom, she had 3 brothers. Leo was the oldest one, then Lawrence and Alson. And let's see. I had to revise this here because it was too long. At a very young age, her mother took Eva along. You know, she taught her the basics of life, and how to run a household and everything. At the age of 10 years old, she told Mom, she says, we're all working in the fields today, so you're going to have to cook the meal. So what she said, just peel potatoes and put some meat in it, and you're going to have patat fricassee. So that's what they had that evening. As the years went by, when, you know, there was tragic in the the families, when she was 10, their house burnt down, and then so that they rebuilt. They rebuilt the house. It was the biggest house in Woodstock, Noab, the second house. And it was so big that we decided to have kitchen parties. So it was, they had, everybody knew how to play the violin then and sing and, the harmonica and things like that. So they would meet almost every week and have parties. So to this day, Mom played the harmonica and she would dance. She would dance jigs and so she was a very good dancer and she gave it all to her kids. So the Deschaine family, we know how to dance. And I married a guy that doesn't know how to dance. But I dance alone. I go in front of the TV when they have specials, when they're old musical stuff, and I dance.
He knows how to fish.
Pardon?
He knows how to fish.
Well, he knows how to fish. Now he taught me how to fish. We go fishing. Oh yeah, I want to share something. Yeah, when Mom was about 1 year old, my father was 9. They lived close by, and once in a while he would go by the Deschaine house, the Karen house, and he would see Mom, growing up all the time. And by the age of 15, my father, when my mom was 15, my dad was about 23, and he needed a wife, to take care of his household, of the house. So he started to go to the Karen house to play cards, Charlemagne, and all that stuff. So after a while, they started to court. And not too long after that, they got married. They got married in January 26, 1932. And they had a horse and buggy then, no car. So it was a sleigh though in January. As they got married in Dago, and after that, after the Mass, they all went to Black Lake for the party. And in those days, they partied for 3 days. They again dancing. They played the violin dancing, and Mom remembers that her brother had a graphophone, whatever, those big graphophones, and they had records, and they played records for 3 days. Okay, we can start with Roger when he was born. I just want to tell you this story because when he was growing up, he would tell his friends, I was born in a barn. So there is a little story to this here. Roger was born on May 25, 1935. And my father, he was born on a Saturday. My father got up on Sunday, he went to church to tell the priest to come to the house to baptize, or they were going to go to church and baptize the baby on Sunday, because the day after a birth, usually they baptized right away because they were afraid of illness, things like that. So Dad was coming home from church, and it was a very windy day like today. And it was cold, all the chimneys were smoking, and he says, oh my God, he was afraid of the house burning down, because of the ashes blowing out of all the chimneys. And as a matter of fact, when they got home, the dinner was on my grandmother made the dinner. It was ready for the people to come, and eat, and the fire started on the roof. So they had time though to take out everything in the house. And so they put my mom on a mattress. She couldn't get up. They brought her outdoors right next to the barn. And they took Roger and put him in the barn. It was cold that day, so they put him in the barn. But they left my mother outside. I didn't think they were interested in staying in the house, whatever they did. They saved a lot, but that year, that all the canning she had in the cellar, that all, that wasn't good. So that was Roger's life story. And to this day, he still says he was born in a house. And a barn. Okay, her first child was a girl, though. I forgot to tell you that. Yvette. She died when she was only 3 days old. yeah, she had a difficult child. The delivery was difficult and they couldn't save her, so. And the third child was Joanne. Joanne, well, she had to make it difficult again for Mom. She came out feet first. So the doctor says, when you see her arms, just pull her out of there. And then Jackie, well, Jackie too made it difficult, I guess. She was 9 pounds. She was a big baby, so it was about 9 pounds. They didn't have any scale, Jackie, so Mom said you were big. And then a year later after that, Richard was born. Now Richard, my mother came to Fort Kent to have the baby, and she waited there 3 days and the baby didn't come, so she went back to Black Lake, and when she got there a few days later, it was time. So they called for the doctor, and he was late, so when the doctor came, he was already delivered. And 3 years later, Charlene was born. Charlene was born on a Sunday, Mother's Day, so that was special. Yeah. And then 3 years later after that, I was born. I was born on a Tuesday, and I don't know. I guess it was an easy birth. After so many kids, you know, it gets easy, right? Yeah. Does it get easy? I don't know. And a year later, okay, Renette was born. So I wasn't a baby long, you know, just a year, but that's okay. And after Renette, Carol was born, and he had a difficult delivery. The reason why, the doctor was at the house, Mom was ready to deliver, and there's a knock on the door. This man comes in and he says, "Doctor, you're going to have to come right away," because his wife had delivered the day before and she was hemorrhaging bad. So he said, "You want to come?" And he says, "Well, I can't, you know, and do that." So Mom said, she says, she heard what the doctor, what the man was saying, you know, and she says, "Why don't you go and come back, you know, as soon as you can." And so the doctor said, "Okay, don't move. Stay where you are, I'll be back." So he came back, and it was time because when Carol came out, he was blue, you know, he had stayed too long. Wow. Yeah, and 3 years later, Philip was born, the baby of the family. So there you have it. That's all the kids. No, that's enough. Is that enough? So she knew she needed a big crew for her committee to run for president. And I don't know, she didn't tell me yet if she's running for a Democrat or Republican or independent. After the kids, well, in 1940, after the Depression, well, they lost everything. So they moved to Fort Kent, and my father had odd jobs. And then when the kids were old enough, my mom started to work at Princess Kent.
That's right.
And then she got a job at SAD 27 as a cook's helper. And she was a good cook, so the day before she got the job, she saw somebody that was working at the elementary school. And she says, "If you need somebody to work, I'm willing to go." So the next day they called her. So she worked in the kitchen for 21 years. Yeah. Okay, but we want to thank our mother for. Okay, thank you, Mom, for loving us all unconditionally and for being there when we needed you. for also giving us discipline when we needed it and good working ethics. We all wish you many more years of good health, cooking, and playing cards. I go see Mom every day and I play cards with her every day. So. And I guess that's about it. And when Mom was born, Woodrow Wilson was the president and he was a Democrat. So she might be running for Democrat. World War I was on its way. And Norman Rockwell, the first cover for the Saturday Evening Post was a baby boy in a carriage. And it was 5 cents a copy. Wow. And gas then was 16 cents. A Model T car was $300. So it's too bad we didn't buy a couple. Okay, well, thank you for listening and enjoy the afternoon.
Thank you.
Augusta, and John is a Democrat, so.
Thank you, Adam. Well, you started talking about what was happening 100 years ago. I did the same thing you did. I went back and took a look at what was going on that day she was born. And so, would you believe Woodrow Wilson, as you said, was president? And he was sending troops into Mexico to attack because they were having a revolution at that point. So it's kind of interesting what takes place sometimes. You look back that way. But I do remember your cooking because I was at the school. And it was good then. I'm sure it's just as good now. So I'm pleased to be with you. And I have what I have is a legislative sentiment for her. We do that at the State House for individuals when they get to a point where they ought to get one. And this is the day. And so it was enacted by the House, and the 14th day of December, Anna called me and said, "You need to get it done." And I emailed back to her right off, and she said, "Boy, you're quick." But I held it until today. So I'll read it to you. It said, "Be it known to all that we, the members of the Senate and the House of Representatives, join in recognizing Eva Deschaine of Fort Kent on the occasion of her 100th birthday. Miss Deschaine was born at Black Lake in Fort Kent on March 13, 1916. She married Emil Deschaine in 1932, and they had 10 children. After losing their farm during the Depression, they moved to Fort Kent in 1940, and Mrs. Deschaine worked for some 20 years in the Fort Kent schools. An independent person, I think all of you will agree to that. She lives alone at Park Circle and continues to cook and clean for herself. We extend our congratulations and best wishes to her on this occasion, and we offer her this official expression of sentiment, and be it sent forthwith on behalf of the 127th Legislature and the people of Maine, given this 14th day of December 2015 at the State House in Augusta, signed by the President of the Senate, the Speaker, Secretary of the Senate, the Clerk of the House, and myself. And my congratulations to you. We also have something from Washington. Guess who? We're pleased to join your family and friends in wishing you a happy 100th birthday. As you celebrate this milestone, we hope you reflect on the many memories you have over the past century. Your generation has shown the courage to persevere through depression and war, and the vision to broaden our liberties through changing times. We are grateful for your contribution to the American story and wish you all the best for the coming year. Sincerely, Michelle Obama and President Obama. Wow. this one is from the State House, from the Governor's Office. Addressed to Dear Eva, I wanted to write you a quick note to send you my best wishes on your 100th birthday. This is a milestone. I'm sure that your life has been a very full one. I hope that your birthday will find you surrounded by your family members as they celebrate your life, achievements, and I'm sure many happy memories. I wish you the happiness and health on this day and the coming year. Happy birthday, Eva. Sincerely yours, Paul R. LePage, Governor of Maine. Yeah, there's also 2 more coming. They're on their way. They're not here yet, but Senator Collins has one, and Senator King has one. But they will arrive in the mail.
Yeah, no mail on Sunday.
You think you got them? Yeah. And in here, I'm going to give you the stuff of 100 years ago. So what I have is, I pulled it off this morning because I wanted to find out. So I have a copy of The Sun, which is a newspaper in New York City, and it has a number of things that are going on that day. And so I thought it'd be kind of nice to have. And then another one, which is actually the whole year of 1916, which talks about the United States invasion into Mexico. I guess we couldn't mind our business then either. Yeah, I guess we're going to take over the world. So, but this is pretty interesting, so I'll leave you this as well. So my congratulations. Yeah, I'm still with it. Yeah. Thank you. And remember, I'm a politician. I can talk all day. Okay.
I went to school with you, John.
Yeah, I know. You remember that too, huh? Actually, there's a couple here of my classmates who went to school. There we go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. We're still doing pretty good.
As long as you're upright now.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mama. Happy birthday to you. How old are you now? How old are you now? How old are you now?
Years old. They did not want to start counting, are you 1, are you 2? We'd be here till tomorrow night.
200 years.
Non, mais votre nom, c'est quoi?
Bernadette Day.
Bernadette Day. Puis vous, madame? Madame Deschaine, votre nom, c'est quoi? Votre nom?
Eva Deschaine.
Quelle des deux, c'est qui est plus vieille? Là?
4 mois plus.
4 mois plus vieille? Là, vous avez comment?
J'ai eu 100 ans au mois de novembre.
Vous avez 100 ans au mois de novembre.
Décembre, janvier, février, mort.
4 mois plus vieille que Mme Deschaine. Et où est-ce que vous êtes venu au monde?
Au niveau Canada.
Oh, et où? Et où au niveau? Oui, sur les Gisdeg. Pas loin de chez nous? Parce que Mme Deschaine est venue au monde, était au monde au petit lac noir. Elle. Ça se connaissez-vous?
J'ai laissé sa femme, parce que leur Québec, c'était le petit lac noir.
Vrai.
Je connais ça, c'est lac noir.
Vous la connaissez pas, oui. Oh, d'avant bien, hein?
Oui.
Deux personnes de 100 ans. C'est pas créable. Deux femmes ensemble qui ont vécu 200 ans. Ils se comptent des purs de les journées au petit lac Noir pour le Nouveau-Canada.
Ah oui, on a vieilli vite. Hein? Ça a vieilli vite. Quand on vient de cette heure, ça monte vite.
Oui, l'autobus 90, là. Oui, tu suis le bain. Tu suis le bain. Tu suis le bain. Moi, je suis tout petit.
Une grosse discussion de la santé à 100 ans.
Et puis,
Vous êtes en course à terre, hein?
oui.
C'est John qui prend ça de la place?
John, c'est John qui est à terre. Moi, on reste en maison.
Vous restez à court à la maison?
Puis Jim, il reste à 2 mois.
Vous travaillez pas à bâtisse à patates, là? Vous allez pas à bâtisse?
John, il peut pas.
John ne veut pas y aller? Non, c'est bien, oui.
Ah, je vais travailler à ce fond, never mind.
Oui, vous avez travaillé fort à terre.
Ça ne va pas faire mon lit.
Non. C'est beau, ça. C'est vrai, ça. C'est vrai. Et là, vous avez une chauffeur, à ce temps? Quelqu'un que vous emmenez alentour?
Alors, je me ride encore à l'entour, mais quand je fais, je travaille une ride.
Non, ben, j'apprends ma... Oh, mon Seigneur. Vous allez avoir Érié?
Non, mon homme.
Oh, votre homme, puis vous? Vous, comment?
On va aller de frère.
Votre nom, c'est quoi?
C'est vrai.
Oh, mon Seigneur, oui, vaille, Caron. C'est vrai.
On va au pissenlit ensemble.
Vous allez ramasser des pissenlits ensemble.
On verra pas de pissenlit ensemble.
Elle vient encore. Elle vient encore ramasser des pissenlits. Elle a fait à Mother's Day. À toutes les années, elle vient manger à la maison. Puis il faut ramasser des pissenlits.
Oui.
Oui, t'as aimé ça? Oui, good. Je l'ai fait exprès pour vous, puis je l'ai fait bénir par faire du gym. Votre chat. Ouais. Ben, quand ils ont vu ça, les autres là, on va s'en aller, là, puis on va vous dire bonjour. Vous avez eu une belle fête. Vous avez eu une belle fête.
Du monde en masse.
Du monde en masse.
Oui.
Les amis, c'est vous.
Marie-Louise Raymond, 94. Eva Deschaine, 100. 100 ans.
Ça fait du bien. Merci, ça fait du bien. Père mon Dieu, voilà.
Alex, like
Austin, happy birthday.
Bye, madame. Bye-bye, and again, happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care, my dear. Take care, Don. See you, my man.
Good to see you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We'll see you Sunday.
Yes, we will.
Oui, santé pour Roger.
Roger again.
Children and grandchildren.
Be good, Ron. Be good.
Happy birthday again.
Beverly and Murray.
Love you so much.
Myrtle coming all the way from Danville. Or Old Town, I should say.
Roger was born in the barn.
Marjorie and Bev.
And you were put outside and on that. And it was cold. She watched the house burn. She said she was so afraid.
I was halfway there.
Eva's 100th birthday party is over. The family has now gathered outside to have a personal recognition of those deceased family members who attended only in spirit. These include Emil, Yvette, Carol, Richard, and Eva Deschaine.
No, not the satellite. It's too cold. They're coming down. Go.
Keep going, keep going. The white one. Oh, the white one, huh?
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Eva. Happy birthday to